Hi, I'm Jan.
And I'm Ronnie, and we're designing dishes. Today we're going to be making green apple bisque.
Now some of you might be wondering, what is green apple bisque? It is a cold soup that we're going to be using at our mother-daughter tea, and we're going to be making it in an ice mold with a frozen apple, and we'll be putting the green apple bisque inside.
That's pretty cute.
It sure is. I'm going to show you how to cut the large green apple that we are going to be putting in the freezer with our ice ring. What you need to do is take the bottom of the large apple. Make sure that it's completely flat, because when you put it in the bowl with the water, we want it to freeze as evenly as possible. Take off that. Then just take off the top layer, and I've already done that so that you can kind of see just a simple top layer. Next thing I do is I go around the edge of the apple about a ½ inch in. Start to take out some of that. This way it will be nice and even as I take the apple core and start to take out some of the apple. When the apple is completed, it will look like this hollowed out apple. What I do then, I take a plastic bowl. I got these at the dollar store. I got several of them so I could put my apples in. This particular recipe will make 8 apples. I put 1 cup of water around the edge, and I pop this in the freezer. Then what you do when you take it out, you just put it under a little bit of water, it pops right out, and we're going to be displaying this at the end. The apple bisque will look great in this.
The first ingredient that we need for our green apple bisque is 10 cored and peeled apples. So I've peeled the apple, going to cut it in half, and I would prefer that you use this melon baller to take the core out, because I have seen people try to do it with a knife, and I've also seen them try to do it in their hand with the knife, and I've actually seen the knife go through into the hand. So the melon baller works a lot better. Take that out. Again, you just put the melon baller into the core area, you twist it around, and it takes the core out beautifully. And then take your little paring knife and take out a little V-shaped wedge on either end, and that's going to get rid of the excess peel that's right there in the bottom of the apple. And finish on this side, and we are good to go with our apples for our bisque.
One ingredient we're going to finish at our prep area before we go to the stove to make the green apple bisque is we're going to prepare our vanilla bean. Some of you may have never used a vanilla bean. It adds a very intense flavor to any product. Usually it's used in ice cream, creme brulee, things like that for that intense flavor. If you do not have a vanilla bean, you can just use vanilla extract, which comes in white vanilla extract if you do not want in color or black. Now, how do you prepare your pod to get the vanilla bean seeds out? First thing you do is hold the vanilla bean, and this is 1 vanilla bean, and go right down the center of it with a very sharp knife. Open it up, and as you're opening it, what you can do is scrape out, cut it a little bit more. You can see it's a very pasty type of seed, and there's thousands of seeds in there. Try it a little bit more. Here comes some of the seeds. You can see those little pasty seeds. That's what we're going to be using in our apple bisque today for that intense flavor. What you can do with this vanilla bean when you're through, you can put it in a little bit of vodka and you can make your own vanilla extract, or put it in your sugar and you can have vanilla sugar. We're all ready to go to the stove.
We're going to add our 10 sliced apples to our saucepan. Then we're going to add 2 cups of apple juice. And we're going to add our flavorings. Our first aromatic is a bay leaf. Our next aromatics our whole cloves, and these are whole, not ground up cloves.
We use 6, Ronnie, I think, which is a good number for
That's
us.
right, 6. This is our vanilla, and this will be just a teaspoon of vanilla extract if you don't have the vanilla bean on hand. And that's simply going to cook on medium to medium-low heat with a cover for 1 hour. And we're going to stir it occasionally. Just keep an eye on it. Make sure nothing's burning. And these apples are going to turn into like an applesauce texture after 1 hour.
This has been cooking for 1 hour. It does look like applesauce. We're ready at this point to take out our bay leaf and our cloves. We're going to put it into the refrigerator now for it to cool. And all these things need to be out of it before we do that.
How long does that take to cool, Jan? An hour or so?
About an hour, yes, and then we'll be all ready to put together our Green Apple Bisque.
You know, if you didn't have an hour, here's another idea. You could do this in an ice bath. You simply put a lot of ice cubes in the sink, put the stopper in the bottom, fill the sink with water, set that over into the ice bath, stir. It'll be chilled in about 5 minutes. We have our cooled apples in the food processor. Jan's going to add 2 or 3 drops of green food coloring.
And we're going to go ahead and turn them on and spray it. Nice green color.
Okay, wow, that's nice and smooth.
It sure is.
Food processors are miracles.
Aren't they miracles? They sure are.
Without that, it would have taken hours and hours and hours with a food, not really hours, but it would have taken a long time with a food mill or one of the old-fashioned utensils. Now we're going to be adding 1 cup of heavy cream, and we're going to add our 3 ounces of brandy and our 3 ounces of peach schnapps. You could also use apricot brandy instead of the peach schnapps if you would like. And this is simply whisked together until we have a smooth consistency.
If you do not want to use heavy cream, you can use non-fat types of milk. It will not be quite as creamy. You do not have to use alcohol. You could use an apricot nectar, right, Ronnie, instead.
Yep.
So adjust this for your taste, but I must say, with the brandy in it, it will be a great tasting green bisque.
At this point, you're going to take your frozen apple bowl out of the freezer, fill the apple with some of the Green Apple Bisque, and it's only going to take about 4 ounces or so in each apple. Of course, that'll depend on the size of your apple. And then we're ready to do the fun part, which is the decorating on the plate. What we've done here is we've taken a couple of tropical leaves from the garden and 1 orchid placed on the plate underneath the ice. And that looks like it's ready to serve to me. It's absolutely beautiful.
I know, it's going to be great at the mother-daughter tea that we're going to be presenting this. We've chosen a second way to display our Green Apple Bisque. We've used a dark black plate and put a doily on the plate, and we are using a pink orchid in this case. And you can see that our container is, our ice ring is smaller. So another option for you.
This was a lot of fun, Jan.
It was.
I really enjoyed it. It was just so pretty and so refreshing looking.
So elegant and yet so simple. It's really simple, and it's
Yeah.
going to be great for our mother-daughter tea.
Absolutely,
It really is. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jan.
And I'm Ronnie, and we're designing dishes.
I'm going to taste.
Your apple's bigger than mine. I want
No,
that. I want that
no,
one.
I'm gonna
No, I
taste
want the bigger one.
Oh, it's so good. Listen, if you have any comments, you can contact us at designingdishes@gmail.com. Ronnie, and we're now also on Twitter. I sometimes write a few little sayings on there if you want to check us out there. And we'll see you next time.
We're tweeting and eating.